Well, we're just sitting here waiting.
Hey there, everybody.
I'll make it like goggles.
Hello, internets.
Hello, internets. We're not necessarily doing any knife reviews tonight.
Nope.
But we're hanging out and bullshitting. If anybody's got any questions, let us know. I'm kind of talking to nobody at this point.
That'll catch up.
How's your Saturday night?
We already got 2 viewers.
Apparently it's busy because they're not here.
We already got 2 viewers, man.
All right.
Look at that.
So if anybody's got any questions or anything they want to know, we've got a couple of questions we collected over the course of the week. We're just going to sit and bullshit about knives, kind of answer some questions, interact with anybody who is interested, and drink like we normally do.
Hi, Greg.
You guys let me go the whole day.
What's up? Greg from Kodiak.
Greg, what's up, man?
Sharp bevel? Is that on your shovel?
Oh, sharp bevel. We got a knife guy.
So one of the questions we got as we're collecting throughout the week is, what's your guys' favorite new production knife this year? And what do you guys want to see from manufacturers in the next year as a follow-up?
Ooh, that's a...
Who's got one for best knife this year?
Best knife, like best new release.
Yeah.
Otto
this
Osborne.
year? That's a good call. That's a good choice for sure.
I don't know. I think some of the the Microtech Signature Series stuff has been real cool this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not necessarily new release, but it's new availability.
Yes.
Like, I mean, they've touted a lot of stuff, but be able to get a hold of it is very difficult. That combat Troodon with the Damascus and the carbon fiber, I mean, that's something that it's not necessarily, it's not technically a new knife, but availability is new.
Yes.
If you know me, I'm definitely like a Benchmade homer, but like I've been really
That
The
shaman.
shaman you wanted to buy.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. At least someone found a good home. That's all that
Oh,
matters.
it's good home.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I love Benchmades, but like I've really been kind of like, God damn you, Chad.
Fuck off, Chad.
Chad in Anchorage says he wants to see the new Riot.
Hey, Chad. But I've really been like kind of getting smitten with Microtechs recently.
Yes.
Stitches. I'm super stoked for the new Scarab. And
I mean, I'm biased. I'm extremely biased, and I always thought Microtechs were kind of silly, but some of the newer stuff they're coming out with, where they're adding colors and they're just accepting the absurdity of their own product, makes me actually like enjoy it. They realize like, hey, this is a fun thing to own.
Well, and
let's make it fun.
And the change in availability, like,
And the colors.
being able to get so many more of them now makes a big
The
difference.
bounty hunters of this year
Don't
thing, right?
jinx it.
No,
okay?
they're a year,
That was
2
a
years
couple
ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Don't jinx it, though.
The meat crafter was a this year knife, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be anyone's
Little
favorite
overpriced.
knife.
You know
Yeah.
what? Price point aside, I did really enjoy that knife.
Yeah.
Materials, construction quality, I did really enjoy that knife, but
The
at
steel
300,
was really cool.
at S45, first thing we've ever had an S45. I don't know if I can get behind the price though. It's a little bit. I mean, $300 is heavy
Well, so
for
they're supposed to come out with
for a boning knife.
Benchmade Hunt series in that style
Yeah,
for
but-
less money.
But it's the rubberized handle that they got
154,
from
right?
But has it been released yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait,
Never mind.
They're supposed to release it.
Mhm. Yeah, the word around the
Supposedly.
campfire.
Yeah.
So, but
No. What do you guys want to see this upcoming year more than anything else from knife manufacturers? Like, I would assume originality, not necessarily in stupid design quirks, but like for me personally, I'd like to see them streamlining ergonomics on their knives and actually just going back to basics and making a good tool. Personally,
I mean, it depends on who we're talking about. We're talking about Kershaw. I want to see more U.S. SKUs because the U.S. SKUs seem to do a good job. If we're talking about ZT, I want to see them stop discontinuing everything. You don't need only 10 knives on the menu.
Yeah.
You know what I
need to
mean?
Only use 3 steels.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what else I want to see? I want to see less S35. That's what I want to see. I want to see everybody wise up to this S35 bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna just extrapolate on the steel thing. I just want to see like more different types of steel.
like S45.
We S45, you know, I think we are all vaguely aware that there's some kind of manufacturers coming out with some new steel variants, and that's awesome. And I just want to see more of that. like Spyderco is always like touted for like having all sorts of crazy steels, and they use all these different steels, which is true if you can buy it within the first 5 minutes that's available.
Yeah.
Like sprint
Otherwise,
runs, like
yeah.
these
Otherwise, you
sprint
can't get it.
runs.
Or what that like everybody like, oh, I want it in Maxima. Yeah, so does everybody,
Yeah.
but it's gone.
Yeah.
Like they made it, and it's gone. Like, you're not getting anything in Maxima.
So I want to see like inline production knives with different crazy fun steel.
I agree with that.
You know, that kind of rolls into one of the other questions we had, which was sprint run production madness and how it affects consumers and brand hype.
Secondary market.
Yeah,
I gotta say-
it drives secondary market because it doesn't do. I mean, it's quick money for manufacturers who they put out 1,000 of these and boom, they're gone. Okay, it's quick money for them, but it fuels the secondary market, which fuels word of mouth. So I get it, but I don't. I mean, I understand a little bit the benefit to the manufacturer because it's hype, but Spyderco doesn't really have much of a dealer network to speak of, so they're heavy on sprint runs, and so but it kind of f's your dealer network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're direct to consumer, I get the draw, but the sprint runs usually fly right over dealers and go direct to consumer. So as dealers, I like them personally, but as dealers, they're neither here nor there for me because we're not involved.
Yeah, I think it's almost like the Ford GT situation where people buy them, sit on them, don't drive them, turn around, sell them for like 150% of what they bought them for. Like,
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. They pull a Tom Hardy.
No.
What's up, party?
Hardy's up.
Oh,
And we got
Hi, everybody.
Corey,
Oh, hey,
Corey out in
Also-
Eagle River.
Oh, Corey out in Eagle River, yeah.
Zach, Hardy.
Shit.
Zachary recognized the beauty of the meat
Thanks,
craft
Chad.
handle. Just saying.
If I could get a Shaman in M4 for decent money, I'd be in. Yeah, so would we all.
Yeah, call Greg because Greg has one.
oh man.
Also, don't miss David's comment, which is gone, but the Protech Malibu. It's pretty sweet.
You know, the
We
cool
can
thing
order
about
one.
this technology is we can go back.
I do like. My only problem with Protech is they're gonna have to update their steel here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Which, but other
They
than
do
that,
some in D2 and S35, but past that.
but their reliability is there. Their construction quality is there. Their design, I'm a fan of their designs.
The
Obviously.
action's awesome.
Yeah.
On all of
I mean,
them.
they stick with
regardless of
U.S.
anything.
steels almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Which they could get better steels, but I've always done well selling Protechs.
Yeah.
What?
NK Para 3 and LC200N. Yes, Jacob. We only have to order 1,000 of them.
In Spyderco's, I think there's more than
So, is it more than 1,000
I
if
think
you're doing
so.
Spyderco? So, we could do
we
a Para
talked to them
3.
about it.
Yeah. So let's see. At 1,000. So and they'll probably sell for probably 149. So
Carry the
Wow.
decimal point.
that's $149,000 cash matzo ball hanging out there. So I would love to, but
But LC200N, that's not the best steel out there.
no. But it's the new hotness in the fucking nitrogen
I would
steels
rather
with
have
the.
H1. Because LC200N is definitely going to rust, whereas H1 will
No,
not
no,
rust.
200N won't rust. There's a guy that left it in salt water for like 2 weeks.
I thought yours had started to.
Mm-mm.
Well, H1 will hold a better edge. That's all I have to say.
Now we got two gentlemen here, Zach and David, saying they want a Malibu and 20 CV, and the other guy's hoping, Zach,
Malibu is in 20 CV, which is
that
true.
they make them in an auto.
Malibu.
Which one's the out?
I don't know. How am I not
Is
knowing
that
what the Malibu
the
is?
hidden release one, the new one? Because I don't recognize that name.
It's all the ones I've seen are like super fancy and have like abalone inlays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's double
yeah.
action.
Mhm.
I think it's double action. It
Is
has
it
hidden
double
release underneath one of the skate or the inserts.
Shit, that's
Right?
cool.
Right, guys? Maybe. Yes.
Hey, you know what? Anything Protech did in 20 CV, I'd already be a fan.
Oh,
They're like
for sure. Like
$400
immediately.
minimum.
Yeah,
But
they're,
Hey,
they're
yeah, but-
expensive, yeah.
Which well, yeah, but I mean, come on.
I need to get a little wireless keyboard because
Yeah,
I can
but-
look
Yeah.
that stuff up on the
And it's
phone.
in 20 CV.
different
I love this
spectrums.
program.
Like,
Well, I
that's
know,
an $800 knife that starts at $400.
Well, okay, and so I'd be happy to do that if I can get 20 CV and an auto, especially a hidden
Guy
auto.
is 4 weeks out.
Oh,
The
three.
question is, what's the
Or-
turnaround
yeah.
on a Kydex sheath?
Wait,
That's what
before we go too much
Really?
further, this is the Malibu.
No, I know. You got to give context.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes. Oh no. Okay, so that's different. That's different.
It's a
from what I'm thinking
Protech.
about.
What did we
Yes,
say?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
know
no,
it's a
I know.
Protech.
Did we say 4 weeks out on Kydex?
4 weeks out on
Yeah,
Kydex.
he's
LC200N,
kind of swamped.
Really? I guess there's fewer options in LC200N than H1. So
Yeah.
What about 154?
K Kellen. Come on,
Uh,
man. That's not funny.
we don't really have an order form for Kydex, but he is about 4 weeks out. We've been kind of slammed, and he's behind on making sheets for us.
This guy.
But you don't necessarily have an order form or anything. Just send it in. We'll just leave us a note and a phone number. We'll just contact you and sort it all out.
Somebody also mentioned that we do Cerakote now. Can't let that escape. It was in the comment tree. We absolutely do Cerakoting now. This lady does.
It's really gonna have to come beg us for work.
Mark Cameron
That's
Riot.
One gentleman here's asking, is there a button lock manual?
No,
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 that's
it's
a
there.
that's
It's
a
there.
That's a
It's
declarative.
statement.
Yeah.
There's a declarative statement.
statement. Yeah.
It's the button lock manual.
He's talking.
Which
Oh,
I
about the
am
mount.
Okay.
not a big
Yeah.
fan of button lock manuals. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love Protech, but a button lock manual is.
Doesn't
How many have you owned? How many do you have? There's probably one in your purse right now.
Yeah.
There's probably a button lock
It's a
manual.
flipper though. Yeah, difference.
She has a button lock manual in her purse right now. Oh,
Oh,
it's in your pocket.
it's in your pocket.
Even better. Even better.
The
There it
difference
is.
is mine is
Oh,
much
man.
cooler.
Take note, internet. There it is. There it is.
$900.
Shyster.
Hey there,
Just
Sean.
saying.
If you got a picture of you using
In a
that
flipper.
fantastic Mark Cameron Riot, send it our way. We'd be happy to see it.
We'd
in the
love to
field.
feature you on a website or two.
Are we selling those now?
Yes.
The Mark Cameron? I didn't
Yes,
know that
well,
was released.
They're special order only.
Special
And
order.
they're because they're serial numbered, so they're
Oh, okay.
special order
Diamond
only.
Lake coating and Cerakote. Cerakote is either air cured or oven cured that you spray on. I don't know how DLC is applied, but Cerakote is a ceramic based coating, and it's supposed to be like the most durable, toughest coating that anybody.
And it
offers.
has thinner tolerances, which is why you can Cerakote a pistol, but you can't DLC a pistol.
Yes.
You can Cerakote pistons.
You can Cerakote anything. You send me your shoes, I will Cerakote them.
You can Cerakote.
Please don't though. 'Cause I
When
want
she
your
came
shoes.
back from Cerakote training, she goes, "Did you know you can Cerakote a piece of paper?" It's like, what the fuck? All right, we're gonna have to Cerakote some fucking paper then.
We Cerakoted a Roomba.
We
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
And it
and melted it.
I didn't know that they would melt.
Turns out they lied about that plastic tolerance.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, she's even Cerakoted a leg before.
I
Oh, yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah.
It's real.
A prosthetic. Yeah,
The
yeah.
toolbox. I
No,
did
it
your
wasn't
entire
prosthetic. We
Not a-
found it in the
yeah.
alley.
Not a human
Just a
leg.
human leg.
Human leg.
Really
It
locked
was
into flavor.
delicious.
Like, Chad, you got to lock the dumpster
done
at night. What did we say?
We've done the ashtrays.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did that. You did that.
You can't really see it because it's full of ash. But
It's red. I
look
did
at that ash.
Yeah, we've Cerakoted just about everything we can get our fucking hands on.
Yeah.
She has, you have in the bead blast in the paint booth right now. You have like upwards of 50 parts waiting to be Cerakoted.
63.
63 parts waiting
Yep.
to be Cerakoted
She
right now.
Cerakoted some car parts for me.
I did.
Yeah.
Mm.
Motorcycle parts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our buddy builds.
The dogs are great. Thank you. Frank is giant and ridiculous. And Alistair's puppy is great.
We got a new puppy.
New puppy.
She's
Right.
not here right now.
That's
Oh.
okay. She doesn't smoke cigars.
We all miss her, Alistair. Where is that
I have a
puppy?
scratch on my neck from her little paws. I
Yeah.
was like, ow, what is
Lizzie is
No, we really got hella dogs in the shop now. We got the classic 3. Then
Yeah.
you got a puppy.
Yeah.
And then we got new Penny.
We got a new
had 5.
corgi
Yeah.
mix. Yeah,
She's
5.
a husky corgi or shepherd corgi?
Come on down to 5 dog night.
That's good. I guess like a
She's
Labrador.
a shepherd. I think she's a shepherd corgi, right?
I was like Labrador Shepherd on one side,
She's
Corgi
short
on the
and
other.
long and has 2 different color eyes.
She looks like if German Shepherd and the little guy from Leprechaun had a baby.
What? The leprechaun?
Yeah, I'm the leprechaun. So imagine a German Shepherd, but
Yeah, yeah.
way down.
Like if you
Mini
cut
me?
a German shepherd off at the knees.
Mini me and German Shepherd.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here's another question for you. In your opinion, what brand has the dirtiest, dullest, or ugliest knife?
What brand? Is that really what the question
always-
was?
Always or just now?
Dirtiest,
I don't know.
dullest,
Right
or ugliest?
Worst
So
reputation knife.
Well, so dirtiest and dullest are they're changing variables. It's like I want to buy a car that's warm inside. Well, that's fine, but it changes all the time. So sharp is the same kind of variable. So is dirty. So is dullest.
But I can't help but feel like that question is more directed at us as a group,
Oh.
not directly.
Oh, who has?
Yeah. exactly.
Oh, fuck. I just buffed the edge on mine today, so I bet I'm not at the bottom of the heap.
Mine's clean.
Chad, bring it up to the table because I know it's you.
Yeah, it's definitely
I
chatter.
know it's you.
It's definitely not the William Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
No,
it
mine's-
was mine until he cleaned it because
I
it
know what
had
Sharpen did.
All right.
Yeah.
applesauce and
So we really want
blood
to test it? Hand me that paper.
Yeah, we'll do a test on all of them, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
No,
Do it
no,
on
no,
all
I
of
see
them.
that.
No,
Just hand it to
If
me.
you guys
Just
want to
hand
take
it
a
to
look,
me.
we both have Osborne's, me and Chad. Mine is
Mine's-
much
I haven't
nicer
tried
than
mine
his,
this one.
obviously, but it's all right.
Yeah, who did the?
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. Oh man.
Oh shit.
Oh wait,
All right,
actually,
all right,
that's
all
not
right.
bad either.
Yeah,
Hold
all
on.
right.
Let me make sure it wasn't a fluke. Okay,
Mind
that's
you,
not bad.
we do work in a facility with all the tools to make these amazing per a day.
Dakota's is the best so far.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Mine was
welcome.
horrible
Did
earlier.
you work yours up today?
She did.
No, okay.
I sharpened it today.
I don't have the skills. I don't know.
There you go.
Chad's got the worst one.
Chad's got the worst one.
Chad's first place. I am definitely second place.
I need that paper
To be fair, I haven't sharpened mine in like 6 months, so
Should we just like spend a minute talking about what we have, what we're carrying
Yeah.
right now?
Hold on. I dulled it to work on it to make the wave.
Yeah, bullshit.
So,
that is his old blade.
I don't know why he put his old blade back in. Like,
To work it with the handle.
going around the
Whatever.
table, up until earlier today, this thing was covered in blood, chicken
dirty.
gizzard.
It's really
It had
dirty.
apple pie
it
on
was
it.
Ew.
gross. I
That's so
scrubbed
It
it
was
off
all from the
myself.
same incident too.
Chicken gizzard and apple pie.
Yeah.
You're the weirdest fucking meals. That's disgusting.
I wasn't eating the gizzard.
Hey, some pineapple slices and some cottage cheese and an anchovy.
I love
I,
that
I
cheese.
was taking
I did
apart a chicken, and I didn't have like a knife that I could really put some torque on without digging into my hand.
But
so I
what
Do you
is
not
it
have nice
that you're
knives?
carrying?
I don't.
Yeah,
No.
we should say what it is.
Like
Um,
for Christmas.
So this is the Tengu flipper from Benchmade,
601.
the 601.
And yes,
I-
Johnny, you should definitely come get your sharpened up.
This was a gift to me from Alistair because I carried questionable Gerber.
Yeah,
before
don't even
that.
tell him what it was.
Like, no,
and
it wasn't questionable. Nobody doubted it but you. We all knew it sucked.
Yes, I put a lot of work in Cerakote into.
Yeah,
The Cerakote costs more than the knife.
and then she was nice enough to touch it up for me today, but I do use it as a normal work knife, and occasionally when I'm up on a ladder or something, cutting telco wires,
He uses it as a step when he.
I
he gets-
use it. I do use it to trim like Cat 5 and Cat 3 and stuff occasionally when I have absolutely nothing else and I don't want to climb back down the ladder.
Mhm.
So it does get dull. What do you got there?
I've got the Loco 808, the
Huh?
bench.
Not just
Yeah.
any 808 though.
Not just any 808.
Oh, yeah, prototype?
Oh, I got a first production. I got number
Huh.
186 out of 1,000.
If you come into our shop as you're at the register, if you look to your left, you'll see a picture of someone using that exact same 808.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
the one?
That's
Same
the same
808.
That's the one in the
Yeah.
That's the
picture?
same 808.
Fucking
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
Will Ingram that took that picture, and that's his hand.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's Will's hand.
Nice. Yeah, this was on the shelf. This was day one when I came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't have a knife. We're like,
yeah.
you can't work here without a knife, so you gotta pick something.
Exactly. I picked this one out because I liked I wanted bulk.
As
Uh,
the lady the other day said, it's a sexy knife.
It
She
is.
did say
She
that.
That's right. Her name was Amy Malouf.
Oh,
She's a
Amy.
local artist. Check her out. She makes real cool railings. Yeah.
What are you carrying, Laura?
I have
Is it a T10, T12 chassis?
it's the is it T10 the Lance? It's a William Henry Attaché. I think it's the T10.
Attach.
Attached.
It has an accent over it, so it's attaché.
Okay. Thank you,
Carbon fiber,
Frenchie.
titanium, sapphires, my first time.
He wasn't throwing
Wave,
shade. He was throwing
Wave
Sade.
Damascus?
Wave Damascus with a ZDP 189 core, which is why it's doing pretty well for not being sharpened for a couple months, 6 months or so. And I use it for everything. Zip ties, I use my Benchmade limited edition mini Trillium 190, but this is almost my everyday carry, and I love it. So, yes.
What do you got, Mike?
SNG?
Fatty?
Strider. Well, actually, it's the new since the split, so it's not Strider, it's M Strider.
Administrator. Yeah.
M Strider, technically. So, but it's 20 CV. It's the problem is mine performed so poorly, even though I did sharpen it today. Because I mean, I have almost a 1/4 inch blade compared to everybody else, so my geometry is all fucked.
Oh,
But
Zachary says what we're doing right now is a pocket dump.
Yeah, that's about right.
yeah, hell yeah.
I've definitely taken a pocket dump.
What about you, Alice?
All right, and then we'll after I'm done.
Do we-
we'll
I wanna
address
talk
Trevor.
about
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah.
20 CV
Yeah, well,
here.
give me 1
Yeah.
second. We'll touch down on that.
What's
So I've got
Alistair
two
have in his
knives.
pocket?
I got 2 knives,
Oh.
both Benchmates, both carbon fiber, and both an S90V.
You should talk
Oh, this guy.
you should talk about what's on your 940-1?
My 940-1. Well, it's got the old, carbon fiber and the S90V.
And
On one side, it's a picture of an otter with a little tramp stamp that says AC.
Wait, what?
yeah,
The detail on that.
What the fuck?
And on the other side, it says our little river otter. So do you want to go into the story
yes,
about it?
please.
Yeah,
So,
please.
when I was leaving, but the day I left Benchmade, they gave me this box. And I'm like, here, we got you a going away gift. And I opened it. And they're like, what is this? And I'm like, this is a counterfeit 940-1 with like this engraving on it. What am I supposed to do with this, guys? And they're like, well, that was just a joke. Here's your real gift. And it was this 940-1. And they were like, we'll put anything on it. We're like, what do you want on it? And I was like, no, I want that shit on it. I want that same thing engraved on the blade for this purpose.
Let me see that.
And then I also have
It's the sea chicken
my
mascot.
little 318-2 first production that I got from these fine people. Yeah.
Fools.
Fine fools.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
I like that you still use the slipcase for it.
I do. Oh, yeah. Hitch and Timber. Very good
20
stuff.
CV is a super steel. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
M390
is it
better.
really
4CV
that
is
good,
better,
though?
Or M4.
well, no, but if you look at steels ranked by edge retention, excluding ZDP 189, 20 CV and M390 are in the top 3 only because molecularly they're almost identical. If you go to like Z Knives or even this Knife Steel app and use those, you can look at them molecularly; they're almost identical. 204P is they basically take that formula, they water it down, and they sell that to Carpenter, and so Carpenter does that. So it's very similar, but it's a watered down variation. But 20 CV and M390 are in the top 3 with M4, by the way, which is an old high-speed tool steel that for some reason still performs like crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So if you do tool steels versus stainless, I'm going to go ahead and lump tool steels in with high carbon steels because there's not enough tool steels out there to kind of make a broad generalization, at least in the top 10. But
M4 is much better.
So 8 of the 10 top 10 edge retention steels are stainless. 2 are high carbon, which would be M4 and
K110.
D2 K110 or CPM D2. So
Not ZDP 189. No, that's stainless, isn't it?
it is stainless, but it generally is not on the list because it's proprietary and not just anybody can get it.
Yeah, it's
Very contracted out. We called and tried to get some. They told us to fuck off.
You can only buy it already made into a knife.
Yeah. So like it's made by Hitachi and it's so nobody includes it because nobody can get it.
And the only people I know that use it are Miyabi for kitchen knives, Spyderco for a small amount of pocket knives, and William Henry, which they have a contract with them.
Better go for
20 CV.
Yeah, a little bit, but and I like ZDP 189 and it's great stuff, but its exclusivity makes it a non-starter because there's not a lot of variation in what you can get.
Yeah.
Like here's what you get a choice of, and if you don't want it, then you're just out of luck.
I will take that expensive one, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a William Henry, but
We have a gentleman asking similarly tool steel versus stainless.
that's what I
that's
addressed.
what-
I addressed that.
Yeah.
Crewwear
I
I'm
don't have any
interested
experience
in.
with crewwear.
Well,
Wait until this year.
Yeah, Crewwear is going to be real big.
Crewwear is going to be big in
It's gonna be real
2021.
big.
We had a conference call, and we've had a couple of press releases that we're not allowed to disclose, but Crewwear is going to be coming up big in 2021.
Oh wait, sharp
and I'm
bevel.
definitely interested.
He's got the Micarta Crewwear Shaman.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sharp bevel.
That's correct.
I swear. You
correct.
take good care of her, all right?
He will.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So actually, you tell us about Crewwear because we're not going to know for another 3 months.
Who is Crewwear, by the way?
Crewwear? I don't know who makes Crewwear. I haven't.
It's
is it-
CPM.
I assume it's Crucible.
it's
Yeah.
CPM.
Oh, it's a steel.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
I
a
thought it
person.
was a brand.
No,
Yeah.
Crewwear's a steel. Yeah, it's Crucible, but
I was like, where can I get those pants? Crewwear.
Crewwear.
Like Carhartt?
yeah. Can I trade in my Junkos?
Yeah, my junk.
They're more like Dockers, Kellen, not Carhartt, all right?
What, in your opinion, is the best bang for your buck in new knives right now?
That Kershaw link in 20 CV for $84, or you could spend twice as much to get the ZT 357, which Alistair prefers if you watch that last video.
That link is it M390 or 20 CV?
20
Actually,
20 CV. That link in 20 CV for $90 with an Oregon skew. That's the best $90 you can spend.
And you can order the 357 spring, swap it out. You can even get the ZT clip if you want to.
They'll just send you the spring, too.
Yeah,
You don't-
and you can have such a better operating knife with that. So highly recommend it.
check
You
out our
lost
video
a
on
crew
that.
wear
I
shaman?
lost the crew wear
Oh,
shaman and
no!
Homer. 3V or crew wear. Shit, like I said, I don't know crew wear. But
Okay, so
what about Maximum?
Hold on. M4.
Yeah, well, M4 is the best.
Yep.
We all know M4 is the best.
Well, but if you look at it wrong, it rusts.
K390 is supposed to be pretty good.
K390 I'm real interested in because K390 has a massive shock load resistance. So you can use it. They use it in like tomahawks. You can use it in like, especially in throwing stuff.
But
It works real well. I don't know how it performs in blade steel though, because it's just now starting to get used in like a heavy rotation.
But like back in the day when they did knife sports, M4 was the only
M4 won, yeah.
steel that would ever had a chance
Well,
of winning.
Benchmade
so
chopper.
when they
Yeah.
did, so when they did
Brownie made one.
when they did the blade sports competitions, it wasn't a requirement to use M4 to enter, but nobody won that didn't use M4. It won every fucking year it was entered.
Smoky Bay Air that's a
no, he's saying
Starter?
he that's where he thinks his
Oh, that's where he lost it.
had the shot.
Is it-
It's clipped to a seatbelt on Smoky Bay Air.
Oh,
Smoky Bay Air.
But with
Is that a
Jacob, real
charter?
quick before it goes away,
Sounds like it.
Maximum, get it? That's cool.
You're the only one with experience with Maximum. What do you
It's so
think?
cool. I love it, man. I haven't experienced like a lot, but
because you don't have any M4.
I do have M4.
Do you though?
Yes,
No,
Lori.
you don't.
I've got a Dash 1 bailout.
Rex 121 is something
But-
we don't have
That I
experience
don't
with
have.
either.
Yeah, not included with Maximum.
I did hear there was a question up a little bit. What's everybody's favorite steel? Do you have a favorite steel?
Yeah.
TP-189 or M4. M4.
M4 really?
I have a kitchen knife made out of
Mine's M390.
Because every time I see M390, like we have, gosh, what is that? There's a man. Every time I come across it, it's on the shelf. It's a knife I wouldn't expect. Oh, the Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Oh,
Benchmade
yeah.
Nakamura has
Yeah.
M390. And
Yeah.
I tell people every time they look at it, I'm like, hey, for the value, that's steel there.
M4, yes, Chris, we can be friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm an M390 man.
I'm M390 or 20CV. I'm
Says
not
man
biased.
with
I'm not biased by brand.
yeah.
Because molecularly, I'm not going to fool myself. Molecularly, they're the same.
Is it mirror?
So whether or not, I mean, maybe different people have different heat treats or whatever, but M390 and 20CV, as far as I'm concerned, molecularly the same. So science speaks louder than opinion. So according to the butt dyno, they're the same to me, and that's my favorite.
I will say there is a chip in the floor at Captain Cook on one of the suite levels from an M4 Contigo.
Wait,
Wait,
it's that fucking Contigo.
I was gonna say, is that exact?
It's that
in the room
Contigo.
at the moment?
Yeah, I had just modified it and sharpened it, and we were in, and I got a suite at the top of the Captain Cook for my anniversary, and Doug, who was carrying it, came in and showed it to my buddy Sean, and Sean took it like this, and he went to sling it open, and it flew out of his hand and opened up, and it went through the this much carpet right into the concrete floor of the 22nd floor of the Captain Cook, and he just went bink and fell over and just mangled the.
No, no.
Which is why this knife is a 1/4 inch shorter than it should be.
So, Jacob, we have a
Did you
bar
do crowning
stock of
on the
K390
blade?
in the shop.
Uh,
We
I
haven't
think
used
Ryan
it yet
actually did
because
That's really nice.
the heat treat on it is oil quench, and we don't really have a spot
Chad.
for the shop for oil quenching. So we haven't done anything with it yet, but we have plans to do something with it. just not-
K390.
Chad, you know better than that. You know better, Chad. Can you hide Chad's comment about MX?
Can we
Just let
block
me go
and or
away.
ban Chad?
Well, Zach's going to
Renfro?
comment about LMAX here in a minute. so.
Greenfro.
I really am. I really am actually. I'm glad Jacob brought it up because I really am very interested in K390, but it's not something I bring up very
Well, and
often.
John said the heat treat is like really difficult to do. when you
Yeah,
don't have
it
a spot.
is, and like you said, it's
But Bottoms
oil.
has been all about our friend's last name is Bottoms.
Well, the problem is, I think we're gonna have to because you can forge it, so you have to order it thick as fuck if
Really?
you want. Yeah, you can forge it
I
because they're
didn't think
making fucking tomahawk heads and axe heads out of it.
What?
Yeah,
Are they like adding forge parts? Or are they actually forging it?
I don't know. I'm under the impression you can
Knew it.
forge it, but
We
I could
got
be wrong.
another question here
M4 is great.
from Hardy. M4 is great, but 4V is amazing.
I don't know anything about 4V.
Mm.
Pummeled my province and virtually no damage. Still super keen edge. Huh.
Pummeled your province. We got a Canadian here. What's the province?
It's a big old Spyderco.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big old Spyderco.
Sorry, I'm not a
Loves
Spyderco guy.
Spyderco.
Sorry.
That's okay. You don't have to be.
Okay.
Unless I'm mistaken, 4V is supposed to be more corrosion resistant than 3V, but not quite as tough.
I don't know what it'd be for.
Well, it couldn't be
K390.
more. It couldn't be less corrosion resistant.
Because well, of course.
Because then it would just be rust.
But I think that's
I don't
the
know
goal.
what the Rockwell is for. K390.
Very similar to Vanadium 4E from Bowler. It's high impact toughness, wear resistance. High impact toughness is what K390 also fucking brags. Should be considered for applications where higher attainable hardness or wear resistance is desired compared to 3V. Both features would work well for medium use knives.
Our heat treat oven is like 12 feet that way.
Yeah.
Right there.
Hey,
I can see
there
it. She's a little boxy now.
Also, we should have held on to that K390 Delica a little longer and done some shit to it.
Oh.
Right, you remember that knife? You asked me to get it set?
It would have been nice to do a little cutting. with that thing.
We
had
should
a
have done something with
K390
that.
Delica.
Yeah, we should have done something with that.
Mr. Robertson here has an interesting question. If
How
you
is
could,
the spine?
yeah, how is the spine on a ferro rod? A ferro rod is
Wait.
a
I don't
rod.
think he's asking what
Yeah.
a ferro rod is
How
he?
is the spine? Spine on what?
Yeah,
Because
we need a little bit of clarification.
anything can be made to strike a ferro rod.
Well, so we also modify our knives because our knives come with a rounded edge just for comfort. But if when you buy one on the website, you have the option. You can check if you want us to hard edge it for a ferro rod, so you can strike a ferro rod on the top end of your knife for
Or
a fire
butt
starter
end.
or butt end, yeah, also. But if you want to rephrase the question, I'd be happy to readdress it. But I don't exactly know what I'm getting into.
And then I saw upstairs, coming out of the annealing oven, something that you guys have been working on for a specific firefighter out of a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
How's that coming along?
I think he fuels.
Yeah, he fuels
fuels
helicopters.
helicopters.
He fuels
Helicopters?
helicopters.
So
He
what's
fuels specifically for the fire department.
what's the story behind that? And that was an amok, wasn't it?
It wasn't a muck.
I'm
He
just-
said he was camped on the perimeter, and the fire changed. If I understand it right,
The
the fire
Funny River
changed.
fire, right?
No, this is Swan Lake.
Swan
It was a
Lake.
Swan Lake fire. Yeah.
So the fire changed, and he had 8 minutes to clear, and so they packed up and scrambled, and he left the amok stuck to a tree, and went back. Gosh, months after that, came back to the camp. Everything was burned and gone to ash, but there was one burned out steel still stuck into that burned out tree. So he yanked it out of the tree and brought it in, and we just pulled it out of the forge yesterday. I
Yeah,
think.
forge that. It went
Heat treat
into
up,
it went into temper yesterday. It went into heat treat the day before.
Yeah.
It goes into
Re-cryoed.
it went into cryo already, so it's already back up. As long as enough, it depends on how long the fire burned it. But if it lost too much carbon, we might not be able to save it. But it's ready for. We have to strip the scaling off it, and then we will we'll Rockwell test it. And as long as it's 59 or above, we'll
It's
consider
already
it
to that
good.
point. Dom's gonna put hands on it and finish it.
Well, we have to just strip the scaling off,
Yeah.
and then to Rockwell.
One, so he
yeah,
didn't
but it's right
realize
there.
that, but we have to Cerakote it too.
Yeah. So, but so far,
I did take a side by side though.
did you?
I put one of our new ones next to it,
Nice.
just for the comparison. We'll post that up. I
Yeah.
suppose.
We're actually Dakota is taking pictures of the process, so we'll kind of go over the entire process and how we're building it back up and how we're restoring it and how we're trying to salvage it. And by the way, we're covering it all under warranty.
Yeah, lifetime guarantee.
There's
There's a guarantee.
There's no real footage of the knife being burned in the fire, but we will have footage of.
There
the
might be a
process.
YouTube of someone screaming and running like
There's if you want to look it up, just look up the Swan Lake fire, and it looks like the hellscape that California was going through.
Yeah, it was not good.
Okay, next question.
The last one that we gathered here is, how about that new Benchmade cigar cutter? The one that we didn't get.
Not yet. We have it
Not
on
yet.
auto ship, so as soon as they make it, we'll get it.
Yeah.
But it's basically a downscale variation of the last gold class they came out with.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
so it's got the same scales as the Aller Fume.
Yeah,
same,
the same color,
same rich light
Yeah.
scales. It looks like Santa Claus's cigar cutter.
I don't know if I agree with that necessarily.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I agree with my opinion.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters.
It's no fancy schmancy gold class cigar cutter though. Just saying.
Let's see here. This is a big one. Yes, perfect. You answered it. I was wondering if
Oh, the
All right,
edge.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just saying that.
So that's an option anytime you buy a knife on the website, right?
Yeah.
From a 3DK knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 3DK knife.
Yeah. Well, and even if it's not something that you see as an option, when you're checking out, there's always a comment section. And if it's something we make, our satisfaction kind of guarantee comes along with if you need a little mod or you need a this or a round this or a soften this or a harden this or change that, just throw it in there and we'll just do it. You know, it just comes with the knife.
And
So
if you get it and you find a hot spot on it and you want it removed,
send it back.
just send it back. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, and we don't charge you for that. It's just part of. We just want to make sure you like the knife.
All right.
Hollywood.
What?
So M4 best deal ever, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it rusts.
So
Oh,
Okay.
do we mod
Whatever.
the? Yeah, I'm sure.
M390 can rust too.
Well, I mean, it
God
can,
damn it, Chad.
but I mean, you really have to neglect that fucking thing.
I got to read names before I
Chad,
read
that's
questions.
not a new Riot.
Chad,
Yeah.
the day you walk in and get your new Riot, you can have
Hey,
the modification.
when
Just
you're
so everyone knows, Chad's right there.
when you're done with
Right
that
there.
cigar, instead of putting it out, flick it at Chad.
No,
Oh,
no,
man.
we do not.
Oh, I do have a question. I can't submit it, but I'll ask it now. So I guess since I'm here.
Potatoes.
No.
Good question.
The new Severance.
Nope.
Is there a
Nope.
no?
Is there a timeline?
No. Is there a timeline for Severance?
And I
Because
wish there was.
people do keep asking, and they. This is a regular live stream, you guys.
I think live stream's gonna be what, like every monthly?
Yeah, you actually caught us during our
If you grow facial
experimental
hair.
live stream.
Hold on, wait, I gotta see that. If
Wait.
you grow facial hair.
Lori,
Like
if you
the
could
boys.
grow facial hair like the boys, would you have a beard or
Good,
chops?
good question,
Yeah.
Lori.
Would
Are you a
Would
Kelly
you
man? A woman?
Suburban
or a-
Wolverine?
Yeah, suburban Wolverine.
Well, this is Canadian Wayne's World.
Yes. Welcome to Canadian Wayne's World. Here's Suburban Wolverine.
I don't know. I have a pretty little face. I don't know if what would
Massive
go with it.
chops.
I
I
will
was
leave it
gonna
up
say
to
so
you guys.
full beard.
Yeah.
If I could.
Going with the mustache.
She's
She's
gonna
going
go.
full Fu Manchu.
You got to go Motorhead. Just get the Lemmy.
Pull my hair out.
Oh, man,
Hollywood
that was
Tactical.
good.
Hollywood Tactical did ask, is this a regular live stream? The first Saturday of every month.
Yes, we're trying to make this a regular thing. If we get people watching and asking questions so far,
It's been
Uh,
fairly successful.
it's so sorry. It's been, I mean, fairly successful.
Is
We
there
got
an
enough.
ass
I've had
kicker?
fun.
Is there an ass kicker?
An ass kicker is it's basically a goatee, but you shave out the middle.
Fuck yeah. Oh,
I
I
have
an ass kicker.
I had an ass kicker at one point.
I bet you did. What was
Yeah.
your name?
Oh,
Mandy.
Mandy. Oh, I have a Mandy. Skeleton in my closet.
She's a fire
No, not a
girl.
literal skeleton. I'm like, this is Mandy, everyone. Yeah, no,
My
Okay,
wife's
you
name is
dated
Mandy.
I did date a Mandy.
My
I've
wife's
never
name is
dated
Mandy.
Mandy.
Oh, you're okay.
Dude, I
Handsy
have never,
Mandy.
I would never.
I mean, give me an opportunity.
You never dated Mandy?
No.
Sometimes she'd be like, you know what, spelled man die, and then her eyes would get big. And
Yeah,
I'd be
like,
like,
okay, cool.
So I'm
Drinks on
assuming
me.
Chris Diaz is referring to the fact that I was bitching about M4 rusting. Simple maintenance. He's
Yeah.
right. He's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
He's right.
But
Until you do what we do and you see how many people are incapable of simple maintenance and they bring in knives that are rusted all the time. Like, can you fix this? It's like,
But that's not M4's
really
fault.
can't.
That's
It's
not M4's fault.
It's not M4's fault. I'm just saying, if you want to mass market a knife,
Clear-cut it.
M4
Just haircut
is
it.
asking for trouble. You're just pitching your own business.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't buy an M4 Benchmade that's not coated. You can't do it.
For good reason. For good reason.
Well, that's the thing. The Benchmade, I wish you could get Benchmades with raw, like uncoated M4.
Oh, no.
Oh, the
you liar.
ostrich with the.
Yes, the Hidden Canyon Gold class
That's like one of my
that
like.
Doug loved.
Oh,
That knife
the
is
hidden
that.
Canyon
so
Gold
amazing.
class, yeah.
Yes.
we
Wow.
are located, this is the question, we are located at 531 East 5th Avenue in Anchorage, Alaska, gateway to the Arctic.
we're in
Gateway
down,
to
we're
the- Gateway to the
Downtown
valley.
Yeah,
would
we're
be
in
the
down-
better.
Oh,
we're in
excuse
downtown
me.
Anchorage.
Gateway to the valley would
Yeah.
be better.
We are in downtown Anchorage,
yeah.
right across from Myrna's.
Mad Myrna's.
Yeah.
It's funny how like when people call, I'm like, where are you located? I'm like, we're on 5th in between Eagle and Fairbanks. They're like, where's that? And I'm like, We're across the street from Mad Myrna's. Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Like, how's everybody know where the gay bar is?
Yeah.
Everybody. Everybody knows.
Have
It's a pretty
you-
fun bar.
If you're not
Not-
from Alaska, we explain it. You can see Sarah Palin's house from here.
I can see meth labs from my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Myrna's is great.
It is
Drag
fun.
show.
Yeah.
So another question: what is everybody drinking? We'll start with Kellen.
Well, you can see it on the.
That's Alex.
That's out.
You can see it on the front here.
It's Alistair.
Oh yeah,
It starts with A.
Alistair, not Kellen.
Knob Creek.
12.
12.
12 year.
12 year. Yeah, 100 proof. It's very good. Ooh, this guy's a late.
I think it's 120 proof, right?
What are you?
100 proof.
What are you having?
I think I'm having the same thing. I was doing switching between that and Old
I'm
Granddad.
gonna have to run for the class as well.
Oh yeah. What's that?
It's over on Lori's thing.
I can go grab it.
Grab it.
All right.
Grab it.
What are?
Bubbles.
But
Really
she's
fun.
drinking
Bubbles.
champagne.
It's Underwood, right?
Bubbles.
And,
No,
Oregon Underwood?
no, it's bubbles.
I have switched to King Street Hefeweizen, but I was previously drinking this tequila I'm about to brag about. It is
Were you hiding that in your leg?
coming in hot, Clase Azul.
What is it?
Clase Azul.
How do you spell it?
Class A, and then with
And then
Azul.
AZUL.
Yeah, you can only get this in Fairbanks. Turns out, and
Shit.
Any upcoming knives, we're not allowed to talk about. So you'll see.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the problem is we have NDAs. Whenever
But-
we learn about new knives,
But
we have
can say,
NDAs.
Are we stoked about upcoming knives? Absolutely.
There
Can we
are-
tell you what they are?
Is that why you
Absolutely
can't
not.
talk about the new Riot?
yeah, fuck off.
If there was one knife that I was to be excited about, like 2 years ago, which I would ever hope to come out,
Yeah,
I would like a mini Contigo in M4
that'd be cool.
because
Yeah.
I know that's never gonna happen.
They do have I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but they do
Not-
have a
Just put it back.
they do have a titanium handled access lock knife coming out.
That's ceramic. It won't.
I think that's generic
Sure.
enough that I wouldn't get in trouble. That out of all the new models that they showed coming out, that
How about
one was real interesting.
Spyderco looks like a puppy. What?
What is that? It's,
Well,
called,
before we
what
go
is
from
it?
that,
Hardy
I-
knows what it's called. Hardy, what's the,
Hardy!
Hardy, what's the
Hardy!
puppy Spyderco called? You know what it is. I know you know what it is.
Hardy!
What's it called? I can't.
What's in everyone's pocket? All right, should we go
Yeah,
through this
I did.
real quick? I know, but just go through it real quick.
here we
for
go
myself.
again.
I got a SNG.
SNG fatty.
Yeah,
Fatty?
fatty Strider.
two Benchmates? That's 90 carbon fiber.
So it's
that's
almost
fine.
as good as half my knife.
All right, make it clean. Thoughts on the mini Troton and Scarab II? Scarab II, fuck yes. All it is a Navy Scarab, which I carried for a couple of years.
It's fluted more.
I
Mine
like
is the
I
same.
like
that.
that.
Is it. That's it.
Mini
It's the Poochie.
Troton,
It's the Poochie.
I don't know. I gotta see
Poochie
it.
or Pochie?
The Troton's already mini.
I don't know. Either
Poochie?
way.
Because that sounds
I
real
think it's supposed to
dirty.
be the Poochie.
The Poochie.
Well,
That is
let's slow down because we're almost doing rapid
okay.
fire.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hard to
we're
keep
doing
track.
great.
All right, so I want to go back to this Scarab II mini Troton thing.
It's
Yes.
on the screen.
Well,
know
okay.
Oh,
but
yeah.
What I'm saying is, the Troton itself is already what I would
It's
consider a mini
that.
Troton.
Perfect for my hand.
The combat Troton is a full size knife. The Troton seems like a mini Troton.
It's like the
So then there's a
UTX
mini
70.
mini. So it's like a UTX 70 Troton.
It should be called the Mini Combat Troton.
Yeah, and so, but you know it's gonna be,
Couldn't fit on the
it's gonna be probably twice the price of the UTX 70 because of
Yeah.
all the machining on it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be more expensive than the UTX 70. It's gonna be a nicer machining, probably a nicer handle, a little more ergonomics, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be too little. The Scarab II, I'm all on board with. The Scarab is my favorite Microtech because of the overall size. I think it's the perfect pocket knife size. The Combat Troton's a little bit too big. The Ultratech is a little bit too thin and small for me. I think the Scarab is perfect. And the fluted variation, I've already had
Well,
one,
it's
and
on
I'm definitely have
the
another.
sides and the top and the bottom, so it's fluted all around, not just what the Navy Scarab was, but like everywhere else.
Even more so to my point that I'm
We have
I am
them all on pre-order, in case anybody's wondering.
I am all in on the Scarab II. In fact, I've been waiting for what? I have an empty pocket over here that's just been waiting for a Durac Delta.
Well, you lost your pen, so
No, well, I have a backup.
You lost it again?
Yeah, but I have a backup. But so I am waiting on a Durac Delta, and if I can get my hands on a Scarab II before I can get a Durac Delta, then that is what's going to fill my left pocket.
we will see how that works
I
out.
want to go back to Jacob's comment here. Not that one. Oh,
Oh, gee. Somebody go to urbandictionary.com and
Hachi.
find out what Hachi is.
The knife I'm stoked for because of its absurdity and how stupid it is and probably how cheap it is that weird Gerber thing you took a picture of that was a butterfly knife, but it was the length of your
Oh,
God.
That's not a
Not
cold.
Benchmade.
That's not a cold
It was
steel.
Gerber. It was a
Yeah,
Gerber.
isn't it a Kershaw?
No, it's a Gerber. What's it called? God damn.
You got a Gerber
Oh, I have
fan
the
here.
sticker on my.
Yes.
The sticker's
It's
on
right
my
there.
weapon.
It's right. That's it.
I don't care.
I thought it
The
was.
lumberjack knife.
Yeah.
I thought it was dumb because it's basically a pocket machete, and I'm like, I want a pocket machete.
You have the worst tasting knives ever.
He does.
I just
I'm
want
not
to take it
gonna
out
lie.
in the Jeep and like hack limbs off with it.
Well,
Human and
Your
trees.
Jeep doesn't
he's just
deserve
been
that.
waiting for the right knife.
Microtech.
There was a
So
question.
he says,
Yes,
Wait,
they are.
what are we
yes.
talking about?
Microtech OTF's best price. Yes, definitely. The
The
UX
double down.
85.
the
Microtech-
Devil Down.
The
Sorry.
double. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, the double.
It's called the
Um,
Devil Down. The Gerber.
double.
Double Down.
Microtech does make the best OTFs for the price with steel, not just as a warranty, but like tolerances, steel.
The warranty is good,
Everything.
it's just time consuming.
Yes, and so we try to
should
fix
say
them
that.
here. Well, if we can, if not, we'll send them out. But Microtech does make the coolest
Yeah.
and best and widest variety of OTFs out of anybody else out there, and I highly recommend that you buy one if you don't have
And
one.
we do stock as many parts as we can,
Yes.
but there's little dichotomies. Like if you come in with a Benchmade and you're missing a screw, it costs you $1. If you come in with a Microtech and you're missing a screw, it costs you $8.
$8.
$8 to buy a Microtech
we
screw.
pay $8.
Yeah, we don't make money on that. It costs you $8
We
to buy a
also pay
Microtech
shipping on
screw.
those screws.
And glass breakers, I think, are $30, $25 minimum for a glass breaker.
Cold steel is
Oppositely,
not even
if you come in with a Spyderco and you're missing a screw,
You're fucked.
Try going to the factory and getting a new
out
clip
the front.
for the right
OTF
knife.
is out the front.
So
OTF
looks
is
like Scott's asking.
out the front.
So out the front knife. Do you guys
Any-
have an OTF on you?
Wait, somebody said on the Scarab II, it's bigger and it has no tritium. Okay, no tritium, I get. That's neither
Nope,
here nor
nope,
there.
right here. There we
But
go.
but it's bigger. Okay, that I'm
How
interested
much bigger is it?
in. I don't know.
I don't want a bigger Scarab. I want the same Scarab but better.
Well, you know what? If it was direct delta size,
Nope.
I mean, if you get it any bigger, it's gonna easily run into combat Troodon size.
Yeah, but then if it's so much more expensive than a Comet Turner, why would you spend the more?
Well, it's not though. The price is cheaper than the Navy Scarab.
The Navy Scarabs were $700.
Yeah, and that was when they first came
Combat
out.
Turners
By the
were
time
$5.
By the time they stopped making the Navy Scarabs, they were fucking almost 8. By the
Yeah,
time they stopped making
They've
them.
gone for over $1,000 on.
I know. I
Aftermarket
sold mine out of my pocket at the shop for like,
six.
no, I think I sold it for like $5 cash.
Yeah,
Just well, it was at a time when
it was
like
more. It did
Microtech-
not hold up at all.
it really got beat up kind of quick. But it was at a point where Microtech hadn't made a knife in almost a year, and we were just starved for them. And people kept coming. I have one, and the guy's like, "How much you want for it?" And I was like, "I don't really want to sell it." He's like, "How about 500?" I was like, "All right,
Well,
fine."
okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
U.S. dollars.
yeah.
I bet you can
Hey,
find.
money talks,
You
man.
can
Yeah,
probably find
absolutely.
Tritium slides.
Which is a good point
Yeah.
when you say money talks, because people come in and they point to things that are not for sale,
Yeah.
unless
Well, they're not technically
Yeah,
for sale.
they're not technically for sale.
Okay,
There is a price.
to be
so
fair-
come in with cash.
very few times when you get something that does not have a price tag on it, like that USB Benchmade butterfly.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
That is
yeah.
not for sale, and
Right.
it was there's. I don't think there's any amount of money that will ever buy that thing because that thing's so cool.
But
Did we
sometimes-
address what OTF means?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
So we have a gentleman here or lady asking, so can you guys get a Spyderco dice spacer and screws?
What's a dice spacer?
The dice is a model.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes.
No, I mean no.
Screws?
So
Screws, maybe,
let's
but
explain
spacer,
why
no.
when you say if you're missing Spyderco parts, you're screwed. Why?
Yeah.
Yes, Scott,
Well,
we know you have zero.
You
zero,
you
zero.
can email them and they might send them to you.
They
But
definitely won't send a spacer.
Spyderco's warranty is
Ethereal.
it's kind of in name only. So we handle, like, if you have a problem with your knife and you bring it in for warranty, we'll take it in, we'll write you a slip, we'll send it in, you pay cost on shipping only, it comes back, we will call you. We do it mostly because of automatics, because a lot of companies won't send back automatics to civilians, but they'll send it to dealers. So when it comes back, and we'll call you, and we don't charge anything. You pay to ship it, and that's it. We don't charge anything.
What is Zach talking about?
Zach,
Spyderco-
he's talking about the goddamn USB. And Zach,
No,
if
no.
anyone can buy it, it's gonna be you, but you can't buy it.
All right.
Okay, so
anyway,
anyway, back to this
what I was
really
getting
good
to
point. Yeah.
is so now we handle this for every single company, every knife company we've ever dealt with. We handle it for all of them. The only one we don't handle it for is Spyderco, because we went back over our records, and over the course of 2 years, or 2 or 3 years, Spyderco had denied every warranty request we had sent in. And so we kept sending in the Spydercos for warranty, and they kept denying it and sending it back. And then we would have to go to the customer and be like, sorry, they denied you. And then they would get mad at us, and we had to smooth it over to try to protect Spyderco. And so I finally just sent an email to Spyderco and was like, no more. We're not covering your ass anymore. If you're not warranting your knives, we're going to tell people this, and we're not going to handle this for you anymore. And they got back with us like, oh, thanks for letting us know. I will forward this email higher up. Good. Fuck off.
Yeah.
They did that 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And guess what? We don't handle Spyderco warranties anymore because I've never had a successful Spyderco warranty claim. Since 2011, I haven't seen a successful Spyderco warranty claim.
Yes, Lord.
Zach, nobody has promised you that USB drive
Yeah.
ever that is not yours, and you don't get to have it if it's ever for sale.
You can get them on eBay for like $60, $70.
They were 60 when they were sold new.
Maybe go to
So
eBay.
no,
Do you know what I want to know? What's on that USB drive?
Yeah.
Oh,
Four
it's all
gigs.
fucking promo photos.
It's four-
Oh,
four
really?
gigs
Oh,
of
okay.
saved desktop photos.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
it's all like
All right.
background
Spyderco uses
wallpaper
all
for
the
your
cool
computer.
That's
Deals?
funny.
It's
Well,
a
yeah,
shame
it is.
because
Well, we
Spyderco
talked
uses
about this.
all the cool.
No. We talked about this. They use the cool steels. If you can fucking find,
Your Shaman and M4.
well, I wish I could, but if you can find like a 5-minute window
has
to go
one.
to a specific website,
Greg has one.
Greg,
Greg.
God damn it, Greg.
What about the Mannix 2?
Okay, but real quick, let me touch down on the Spyderco steels.
We'll let
They
you go.
do use cool steels, but you have to like have your alarm set and be refreshing your web
I don't
page
remember it.
every 5 seconds. And it's ridiculous. Like you can't get the cool steels. If you look at their inline stuff, all they use is S30V. That's it. Maybe a little S110 every now and again. But what even is that?
It's
I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. I'm going on
Well,
a rant.
Zach, I mean,
Not a
if we ever
Spyderco guy.
sell it, you can
I am.
have it, I
I
guess.
like Spyderco.
But what if we give it away to somebody like me?
Ooh.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
It's
Ah, it's crewware.
Haha,
What is
that's
crewware?
right. Oh no, we did have, what was the
We
What-
did have
naked G10? That's right.
we
Sorry,
did.
my bad.
Wait, so Norman has a question here. Thoughts on Vegas forged Damascus? I love the
Never heard of
variety.
them.
So Vegas, the only experience I have with it, so that heretic we have in the shop with the hand rub blade, those inlays are Vegas forged Damascus.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool stuff. But that's my only experience with it. We have a very cool heretic Medusa with a nice hand rub satin blade and Vegas forged Damascus inlay.
That's Damascus is
What is-
really. I don't think I've seen Damascus in the shop more pronounced.
Yeah.
Like it's black on ridges. No, I mean more pronounced.
It's more pronounced than that.
Yeah,
I
like
left it.
the dark is black.
Let me get some coffee. I'll wrote it on there.
Oh, is that the secret?
Yeah, it brings out the lines.
We also have a question from
Yes.
Hollywood Tactical here. I heard Spyderco will not
They
sell
will
you their
not sell you
screws.
anything until you pay for it,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense. But if you call them and buy it, then they will mail it to you. But they will not just send you stuff and then you can pay them later.
Yeah, but they won't send you like spacers and blades and
Zach, you're not the
handles and
only one.
stuff.
And then,
They only-
well, this is cross-platform, so unless I click on it, other people don't know what we're talking about.
That's okay.
yeah.
Zach knows.
So LC200N is in production, K390 in production, Maximate in production.
I don't know if I understand the question.
Yes, please.
Do you mean
Specify.
us? Are we producing it, or is
No.
it being produced?
No. Yes. No. And
I
Zach.
think we have 4 steel options. I don't think we should add any more. I mean, there's like 145 variations of the Mac. I don't think we should add any more.
I mean,
Yes.
we could do quote-unquote sprint runs
No.
in M4.
Yeah,
No.
but I mean, I
We
just
looked
feel
at
like
that.
we're
It's so expensive. It's more expensive than M390 to get M4 in.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
We
It was
looked
like well, I mean, anybody who doesn't know, when you buy steel directly from the manufacturer, you have to buy it in sheets, like you buy plywood. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I think M390 is like,
Twice as expensive than anything else.
yeah, I want to say M390 is like, you buy it by the pound. So an average sheet for a Mac of M390 costs about $1,100. and I think M4 costs about $1,800.
Yeah.
So we pay
Oh,
$700 a sheet more for M4 than we pay for M390, and M390's benefits and technology is more preferable.
So it looks like Jacob went a little
Yeah.
bit more, and he said he meant in regards to Spyderco using cool steels,
So-
that they currently have those
Yeah, I can
steels
touch
in
on that real
production.
quick. So LC200N is not that cool. So, but it is in production. K390 is like in, I think, just Sprint right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've never seen anything
And
else.
Maximate,
Yeah.
if you can find anything other than their lightweights in stock in Maximate, like give me a call. 'Cause I'll buy
I've
it.
never found one.
You know,
But
I carried that Spidey Chef for like 8 months with the LC200N.
yeah.
I would very much liken it to 154 CM. Almost identical edge retention, it seemed to me.
What are your guys' thoughts on CTS XHP?
The
That's 30V.
It's the original Hinderer steel before he went to S35, which I
Yeah.
think he took a step backwards.
Yeah.
I prefer a CTS XHP. Even what Cold Steel started doing limited
A
runs.
lot of them.
A lot of stuff. Like you get the Recon 1
Yep.
and CTS XHP.
Yep.
I don't think CTS XHP is a bad steel at all. I prefer it to
Yeah.
S35.
Yeah.
I would kind of also, it seems like I compare everything to 154, but I would almost compare it to 154, but I think it has a little bit better edge retention, if I'm honest.
Okay. And then, unfortunately and fortunately, we have both Hardy and Short Bevel saying that they're all in for 3DK.
I mean, I would
And
love.
M4, okay,
I would love
is
to
it?
do more.
Yeah.
But the price is gonna be so what a Mac in M390 is $300. So an M4 one is probably gonna be
500.
well, yeah, because it's gonna have to be Cerakoted.
Well, can I
Yeah.
float something real quick?
Yeah.
The new Riot in M4.
It'll probably be
Stop it, Jack.
It'll probably be at least
I have
375
clipping protection, but not
at
that much.
least 375, probably more, and it'll have
We
to be
should do a
coated.
separate heat treat for just M4 too.
Oh, that's true.
Not
that's
because
gonna
M290 can go in with other stuff.
And
But
we can-
M4 has to go in just by itself.
And our heat treat oven is only can do like 10 or 12 at a
yeah.
time, and it's not cheap to run that heat treat oven. And as knife
We could
specific
do
heat treat
a
ovens,
mini Mac.
nobody has a bigger one.
A mini
What
Mac.
if, like, so your Spyderco does their, like, mule team, right? Like,
Nope.
where they, like,
Nope.
well,
Nope.
just,
No.
Okay.
No.
Let him
Wait, let him
explain it. though.
explain,
Let him
because I don't know what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
All right.
Go ahead.
So they
For
were,
the plants that don't want a mule team is.
they released this like fixed blade model, and they have it at this point. They have it in like dozens of different steels, and they release just the fixed blade, no
Holy
handle,
boy.
no nothing, and people can buy it and do what they want with it and have fun with
Oh,
it.
absolutely fucking not.
Thank you.
But it'd be cool,
Thank
man.
you.
No,
No.
because then you have people who don't know what they're doing, putting handles on your stuff, and now your fucking name's on it. Randall used to do that back in the day, way back in the day, and then in the '80s they started finding out
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
people
I'll
would
wait.
come to the Randall factory with this beautiful Randall blade and this trash handle on it, and they're like, "Where did you get this?" "Oh, I made it because I
Yeah.
bought a blank." And Randall was like, "Okay, no more fucking blank."
Yeah. It's
So-
custom.
We sold one Severance blank
Oh,
ever,
God.
left the store
Oh,
blank,
God.
and it came back in an unacceptable condition.
That's-
And we will never do it
That's
again.
true.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that one up.
Sorry. Go, Lori.
Can you click that and
Which-
make it showable?
Jacob?
Yes, please.
So, Jacob?
I can read it.
Okay.
It is not hard to get, but Alaska is this big, and we're very far away from everybody else. So shipping is a lot
Yeah.
up here. So we have to have it shipped.
And the steel
all the way
itself is
from-
not cheap.
It's all the way. I think it's in New York, across country through Canada, not to Alaska.
Oh,
is a
no,
lot.
wait. We were lucky enough to find 2 sheets in Chicago, but it
Ooh,
wasn't
Chicago.
any cheaper to get it
No.
up here.
There's no steel on the West Coast?
No, not
Not
M4. No, not from
Yeah,
Crucible.
Crucible is in.
Chicago, where Carpentier is
Uh,
also there. Carpentier is also there.
It's in Niagara Falls.
Yeah, and Niagara Steel is also
Yeah.
over there too.
Now I get a mental image of like water wheels powering their factory.
Yeah.
Yes, and horses just like turning the wheels.
M4 Mac, just take my money. You people in your fucking M4.
It's the best
It's the
goddamn
best!
steel,
I
Mike.
know, but you don't understand. Okay, so here's what you don't understand is to make an M4 Mac,
More
we have
consumables.
minimums we have to meet for G10 and steel and heat treat because we
Yeah,
can't heat treat
this
in
guy.
state. So there's minimums we have to make. So like to add M4 to the lineup, that's a $30,000 fucking layout of cash
How
we're not
much
going to recoup for
would you
8
pay
months.
for an
Oh, that's a
M4
great
Mac?
question.
How much
Jacob.
would you pay?
Christopher, how much would
Taking
you?
Yeah.
money?
How much would you both pay?
I am good at taking money.
Cash. It better be cash.
Let's talk M4 G10, Christopher, right now.
My Carta.
How much
Otherwise-
would you pay, or my Carta?
My
Either
Carta
way.
is so much better.
Well, obviously, yeah, but
Thank
what
you.
would you pay for that?
Otherwise, can I interest you in a nice
I don't need it
Benchmade
coded.
freak in
All right,
M4?
you're gonna void your rust warranty there.
All right.
You live in Kodiak, so I know it's gonna run.
Yeah, you might need it coded. Yeah, that's a good point. You might need it coded.
Myself, for a small bird speak in M4, I paid $300, like good guy price,
Oof.
with presentation grade desert ironwood.
Well, if we're doing
And
M4, we got to have high-end handle materials. I mean,
Yeah.
we could do synthetics, I guess, but the problem is, I understand that the draw of M4, but like I said, we have so many Mac variations, and now we're adding 20% onto that because now we're adding M4 in it. We got to offer it everywhere.
Done. I was gonna say
$700? All right, so
I'm
I'm going to call Crucible tomorrow, and we're going to order some goddamn M4.
I mean,
Monday.
shit, man.
Oh, Monday, okay.
What we need to do as well, though, we don't just need M4.
We should do
We need a
But realistically,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
realistically, if you got like a non-coated M4 blade with micarta handles in a Mac, realistically, we could probably get it done for probably $380,
Okay,
$390.
but think of this: the Benchmade Freak in M4 is $212. The Spyderco Advocate was $247, and that's half the steel.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and
by a long
ours is
shot.
going to be a hell of a lot thicker and a hell of a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And we got a better warranty than Spyderco.
But you gotta
Yeah.
think
Do
of
you
the
see
hidden
what you've
cost.
And
done? They're now
ours does-
seriously
and
considering
ours
it.
does not have to come coated. You can
Um,
have the option. I think if we offered a small amount in M4 for X amount of time, like the mass drop style,
yeah.
we can open up orders.
We can do that.
It's a hidden cost, though. People don't realize the amount of money we're gonna have
Yes,
to
we
pay
have
in
a-
silica gel
Yeah.
package
Well, I mean,
to
and
put
just,
in the boxes. So
yeah,
does the rest.
silica gel
Yeah.
package. Well, I mean, they don't realize like just fucking heat treating that shit. It's gonna be days on days on days. Hardy, just bring in whatever Shiragaroff you just won in a raffle, and you can trade that in.
It's welcome.
You lucky son of a bitch.
We were talking about that today.
So, folks, on that high note, we're at the top of the hour. Let's say our goodbyes.
Wait, we don't have to leave. If anybody wants to leave, they can leave. I'll stay.
All right.
Anybody else want
He's
to leave?
digging it. I'm all right. I'm all
I
right.
have Bubbles and Netflix and popcorn at home.
You can go. I'll hang out a little bit. I still got some energy.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to stay, I'll stay. If anybody wants to leave, they can leave.
Okay.
If it ends up just being me, then we'll probably have to turn this off.
Thanks, guys.
Got to start saving for a second Mac.
Tune in next first Saturday of the month, I suppose.
Next first Saturday, or
Yeah.
you should watch the fights.
And think of a
Great
bunch of
month.
questions. Come on, we got what?
Oh.
4 questions this
All
time.
right.
What is this?
Yeah,
Open
no.
for questions.
No, yeah, if anybody's got some questions. Oh, wait.
Wait.
We didn't mention this because nobody watched the cigar one. So we're just going to bring this up on the knife one. We are opening
Oh
a
my
cigar
God.
lounge, and we need recommendations on names because we are fucking falling on our face trying to come up with a name for a cigar lounge.
Should we shout out this guy again?
I would love to shout out that guy again.
The just in case
So-
holsters.
Yeah, this guy sent us some.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh wee!
All right, sorry, I was in the middle. So William Sproul, sorry. He oh yeah, I got that too.
Oh, that looks nice.
I'll leave mine in my bag.
In Waddell, Arizona, just in case holsters. This guy does amazing work. There's at least 3 of us that are carrying his product right now. I have
Four.
one.
I think
Four.
I
There's
saw
4 of
four.
us. 4 of us carrying his product right now.
We've
He
all
does
tried
fucking
it out for
awesome
these.
work. He was very kind enough to send us some stuff to check it out.
Yeah.
Highly recommend this guy. Please check him out. He does great work, especially if you need any leather work done.
Yeah, I need to contact him about a belt.
Okay.
It just occurred to me that Mike shaved his beard.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to this guy for an hour.
Oh shit! You just realized I shaved my beard off?
Was that all day today?
Yeah.
Oh,
I shaved it off last night.
All right.
I'm missing a beard. But.
I was it was getting to the
Working with you. Well,
Lori's Smoke Shack. The hot mess. I like the hot mess.
The hot mess.
Lori Smoke Shack.
Cloud 9, we're in the basement, so that's not going to work.
Lori Smoke Shack.
Basement 9.
Jesus.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. That's great. That's very Freudian. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Are you a Freud of the dark?
Okay, there you go. This is getting interesting.
Oh shit. Woo. I got.
Hi, Lori. Oh, wait, Lori, there's a question on the internet. I'm kidding. We'll see it.
Cuban moods.
The Cuban mood.
Cuban Moods sounds like a CD you order late at night.
Oh, you order the Cuban moods. Yeah, you like.
Call 1-800. 4 easy payments of $12.95 plus shipping and handling.
Oh my God! What was that you were talking about? The Korean delivery guy?
The guy that told me I had a big fat head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in Vegas, and I was staying at. I don't remember where I was staying. So
The mic's up.
we're.
No, it's not. I turned it off to talk to them.
Ah,
Oh, okay. All right. So we.
sounds bad.
I was staying at a hotel, and I have an ID, but I didn't go to the DMV. I went to a third party place, and it was real small, so I had to sit kind of close to the camera, and it took a picture. So like my
filled out the
my
box.
ID picture is just my fucking head, and so I was in Vegas and I ordered room service, and the guy that delivered room service came down, and I handed him my ID, and I opened the door and I handed him my ID, and he goes, "Oh, you have a big fat head." I was like, fucking thanks. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, give me my food. Anyway,
They did the
so he came back. He came back the next night, because we ordered room service obviously the next night. And he came back, and as soon as I opened the door, he didn't even need my ID. He goes, "Oh, big fat head. Here's your food." God damn it!
Jesus.
So I got a big fat round head apparently.
They did the same thing with my Alaska ID and made me sit up real close, and my beard fills out the bottom. Dude, I look like Uday Hussein. Or, was that his name? Uday and Hussein?
Uday?
Yeah. Uday Hussein.
Tabak shock.
The Tabak
Shack. Tabak shack.
Okay.
Tabak shock.
Tabak is the simplest, hardest word to pronounce. Everybody has a different pronunciation. Tabak.
Especially
Yeah.
like the Drew Estates cigar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The wacky tobacco. The wacky tobacco sends the wrong message because we cannot have we can't have weed.
You know how many dudes in oversized hoodies are going to try to get in?
Actually, on a change of pace here, I know we talked about it a while ago, making our own chef's knives.
Mm-hmm.
And since that negotiation seems to have stalled out indefinitely, should we just go ahead and do it ourselves?
We are going to, yeah.
D2, right?
Yeah, they're made out, well, K110 technically, so micro clean D2. So we will do that. So you will have to take care of them, but it'll be a high carbon chef knife, which we get a ton of requests for. And not a lot of major companies do that because they don't want to deal with rust issues.
micarta handle with Corby's, right?
And we're probably going to do micarta to keep the cost down and keep the reliability up because micarta can take just about anything. So we're probably going to do that.
Screws instead, so the handle can come off for easier maintenance.
No, honestly, I mean we could, but we're probably going to do Corby's, which means we can maintenance it if we need to. But I don't want people taking it apart and fucking with it. Okay. Just because the same reason as we don't sell blanks, I don't want people taking the handle off and making their own handles, and then now we have our name on a blade that looks like trash. No offense to anybody that out there makes handles, but there are a lot of people out there that make trash handles.
And then Jacob is asking, is K110 powdered?
It is. It's a micro clean D2, so it's a powdered variation of D2.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, so it's basically like, okay, D2 was invented in like, Jesus Christ,
back when dirt was invented, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean mid-80s, give or take.
I thought it was way older than that.
Is it older than that?
I thought it was like turn of the century.
Okay.
But that's not the most
turn of the century.
Before.
Jesus,
Dude,
mother of God!
I'm serious, man. I thought it was like super old.
All right, so I'm
now we're gonna figure it out.
So I'm generally referring to the modern variation of it, and so K110 is what's called a micro clean variation of D2. So it's a powdered variation. So much less impurities and much less chances for flaws in the steel. And that's why we use that.
It's not really a stainless, but it's more rust resistant than normal D2.
Technically it's highly surface abrasion resistant, which means that rust has a very hard time getting a foothold. So it's technically not stainless, but in practice it very much acts like a stainless.
Okay.
Which is why we like it and why we used it, because it's a high carbon variation that's not quick to rust. and we wanted to have a high carbon variation. And of the only 2 non-stainless steels on the top 10 list of edge retention, D2 K110 and M4 are the only 2 on that top 10 list. Everything else is a stainless.
If you bring up M4 again.
M4 is the other one. That goddamn fucking M4.
34.
Well, just a moment.
1934 was one.
Oh, that does lead me to ask.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay, so K110 is on that list. M4 is on that list.
Yeah.
How does K110 stack up against M4?
It
M4,
doesn't.
M4 is number 1 on the list. K110, I think, is number 5 on the list.
Oh, okay.
And then this, Zach basically asked a question. I wasn't. Oh,
There you go.
1927. Holy fuck, I am way the fuck off.
I think 34 was like when it became like widespread.
But I'm
and
also thinking of modern variations and modern formulations and modern construction methods.
then-
and then
for sure. Yeah,
Back to the kitchen knife. I wasn't sure what the blade profile of that was. It was like a Santoku.
Karatsuke.
It was a Karatsuke.
It's a modified Karatsuke.
Okay.
So it's a little bit French knife, it's a little bit Santoku, but it's neither here nor there. So it's basically a modified Karatsuke. So you have a fine point, but you also don't have a high rock. So if you look at a French knife, when you have to reset to the tip, it comes up real high. But a Santoku only comes up a little bit. So it's a blend between those 2. So what it is because a Santoku, all a Santoku is it's an Eastern chef's knife. And a French knife is a Western chef's knife. So it's a blend of the 2.
Okay.
So it's not that one's better than the other. They just have different properties. And the Karatsuke is supposed to be a blend of those 2. So you get a fine point, but you get a really small rock. So it's quick to chop, but you also have the fine point for doing that kind of work.
And then if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be what, 7 or a 9-inch? It's supposed to be a 9-inch.
Well, yeah, all Western knives are all even numbers, and Eastern knives are all odd numbers. So you get a 5-inch Santoku and a 7-inch Santoku, or you get a 6-inch chef, an 8-inch chef, and a 10-inch chef.
Okay.
I've been selling them for a year and I've never noticed that.
So it's evens and odds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ours would be like 7.5.
We're probably gonna buck the trend on purpose to do that. So it'll probably be like 7.5, 7 3/4, and we'll use K110 or LMAX, possibly M390, but we'll probably stick with LMAX.
We're going to start with K110, obviously.
Yeah,
For the first run.
because we have it in stock. But if we reorder, we'll probably reorder LMAX.
And it's such a thin stock, we can't really use it for much else.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be dedicated. It'd be solely dedicated to making those knives.
And then Jacob was asking, like K110 has better microstructure as well, and is
Yes.
that for edge retention and stability?
Yes. So the less impurities, the better you get for edge retention, because even it's a lot of micro impurities. So when you get down to a molecular level on steel, the reason you can take shitty steels and you can polish them to like 12,000 grit. Yeah, that's great. But on a molecular level, the steel doesn't bond. So it doesn't hold together. So when you get it very, very, very fine, it starts to tear and fall apart. So that's why like 420 stainless doesn't hold that great edge, because it starts to tear and fall apart. Whereas M390 has a much better molecular adhesion. So it doesn't tear as much. So the edge gets much, much finer. And so when you micro clean a D2, the impurities aren't there. So the molecular adhesion is much tighter. So it holds a much finer and cleaner edge. So even though I know I was way off, the patent was like 1927, but D2 in 1927 and K110 micro clean that we get from Boulder 2 months ago are vastly different steels, and it's been refined and refined and refined.
Shit.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been
also,
refined and refined and refined,
yeah,
right?
1927 D2 is probably not the same as 2020 D2.
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, and that's why we picked K110, is because it's specifically defined as a micro clean, which means it's powdered and filtered, and it's put together with as few impurities as possible.
I wonder if they
So
put
it's the purest form. It's basically the most high performing variation of that formulation.
I wonder if it's. I've always kind of wondered, because they don't necessarily state it anywhere, but like back in the 80s, they discovered what quasi crystals were. So basically, it's a crystalline structure that doesn't repeat itself, so it interlocks, but all the crystals face different directions. So if one piece breaks, it doesn't fracture and affect the rest.
Oh, yeah.
And I was always curious if the modern like powder steels are quasi-crystal structures, and they never go into detail on it, and they never really explain what kind of crystalline structure they have.
That's a little outside my purview. The most I know about crystalline structure is, I know how it relates to cryo treatment, because we do it here. So it's basically a cage outside of the nucleus, and as you cryo it, it shrinks that cage, which gives you. I don't know how to explain it. So the way I want
rebar and concrete, it adds that tension.
Exactly, and the way I want to explain it is it gives you like this kind of this density adhesion, but density is the wrong word, and it doesn't actually affect the technical density of the steel.
It sounds like pre-stressing.
That's probably a better analogy than mine is.
Kind of like stressed rebar and like a bridge or something like that.
Yeah. Like if you like the versus between like a tension slab and then just like a raw pour with fucking aggregate.
Oh, here's a good one. Name the lounge 61 North because Anchorage is 61 degrees north.
That's not bad. I'm under the impression that 61 North might be taken already.
Okay.
Just a moment, though.
We can Google it. We're going to put it on the board.
Put it
Thank
on
you
the
for that.
board, dude.
Yeah,
You're on the board.
That's good. That is good.
Because, I'm going down the lounge 61.
Ooh, there you go.
All right, Zachary, Steel Nerds. I'll check that out.
Spirit of 61.
Also, Zachary, if you're interested, a good one is, which you might already know, is there's an app for, I'm sure it's for iPhone and for, but it's, hold on, I got to look it up now. Knife Steel Chart, which is a very original name for this fucking app. But if you download Knife Steel Chart, they have a lot of good info, and they have comparison charts for molecular makeup and comparison availability too.
Kellen has.
But I will check out Steel Nerds. I'll check that out.
Steel Nerds? Is that what he said?
Steel Nerds.
Yeah,
Nerds. Not still nerds.
Exactly. It's
Steel
all about how
nerds.
you say it.
Yeah. Steel Nerds?
Steel nerds.
Yeah, imagine my disappointment when I go to that one.
No,
This isn't what I expected.
there's no Star Wars anywhere here.
Or STIHL nerds.
Steel nerds.
So it's all just lumberjacks. And
That's
shit.
a hell of a good chainsaw.
I will check that out.
Just jack and lumber.
The owner of Steel Nerds just published a knife book that is high in technical details. It's awesome. All right, I'd be interested to check that out for sure.
We're gonna buy that book tonight.
Second Knife Steel Nerds.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
So it's
They
knife,
also just have a
knife
book just
steel
came out?
nerds.
Yeah.
Is it Steel Nerds or Knife Steel Nerds?
We'll look up steel nerds.
Revenge of the Knife Steel Nerds.
I prefer Revenge of the Knife Steel Nerds too.
Actually, Mr. Robertson, Christopher Robertson, in your 100-acre wood, where are you actually located? Because if you, we thought you were in Alaska for some reason. Whoop, pick that up.
This guy.
Christopher,
you're
where are you,
asking
bro?
him. I was like, I don't see that question. anywhere.
Where are you, bro?
He'll
Shout
answer.
out. Are you in Wilkinson? Where's that bottle? I'm in Woodinville.
Hey,
Woodinville.
look at that.
Woodinville, Washington.
All right.
Oh, shit.
This guy has a PhD in metals.
Dude, seriously, I was sitting here like Bill Nye would be confused right now.
Well, I mean, I kind of do this thing every day,
Daily.
all day. I mean,
You read the
it only
periodicals.
it only makes me better at my job to just learn more. I mean, I know I don't know shit, but so the more I learn, the better I am at it.
You should
And the more I learn, the better our product becomes, which is all I'm really concerned about.
And you can
I'm
talk
concerned
shop.
about our product being as tough as we can possibly fucking make it. And so the more I learn about it, the more options we have for steel and the way we can change up our lists. And so our list of 4 steels is carefully picked. You know what I mean? And it's not because I just picked them because I Googled like top steels and I just picked the 4 first fucking links.
Dear Google.
Yeah, it's like I don't give a fuck. Like I picked what we used and what we saw in the shop, and we filled holes that weren't being filled.
Oh shit!
That's why we did that.
I just realized my great grandfather was a machinist and an aircraft engineer back when jet engines were. He helped reverse engineer some German jet engines and build the Ryan Fireball. He has his grandfather's metallurgical books from 1930.
Jesus. Oh, D2 will be in there.
Yeah, you want me to bring it in?
We got a good one from Jacob
No,
here.
I can bring it in and we can take a look and see what D2 used to be.
Sharp
all right,
Bevel
all right.
says metallurgy. I prefer the term alchemy. It's the science of wizards.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your favorite axe in the shop?
What a question.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I own a Gransford Brooks Scandinavian forest axe, and I own a Holtz Brooks. I can't remember the name. I think it's called an All Mike. I own a Holtz
All
Brooks
Mike hatchet?
All Mike hatchet, but I have a Gransford Brooks 4800 series handle, the straight handle that doglegs back, like the ancient axe series. I rehandled it with that. So those are the two axes that I have. So those are obviously got to be my
The
favorite.
Scandi Forest is definitely one of the most popular.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to say, my favorite one that we had through the shop because of bias and feelings is the little Craftsman hatchet we had.
Oh yeah.
I think we still have it.
No, we sold it.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, if you watch our opening where all the max drop and then an axe hits at the very end, that's my Scandinavian forest
Actually,
axe.
You'll see that in a few moments here when we close out.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hang
my-
out for the end of this bullshit.
My favorite axe is the Holtz or the Grand Force Broad axe because it's badass.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because it's fucking
Oh,
badass.
Dude, like Talon, a buddy of ours here at the shop, he bought the broad axe head and then drilled the fucking handle out and put the what is it? It's the felling.
The felling axe.
Yeah,
handle on
he
it.
put
Yeah.
a 31-inch
Yeah.
curved fucking felling axe head
Woo!
on that rod
That
axe.
thing is so badass.
And it's dude, it's a head this fucking big,
Yeah.
and it's a 31-inch curved handle. Oh, it's fucking, it's badass. Dude, it'll take off a foot for sure.
And yes, Scott, you are correct. Mike technically owns all of the axes.
And I technically own all of them,
That
yes.
is correct.
But the ones that I take home and use and don't try to swindle people by selling them to them are the two that I mentioned.
Also,
He's
Chris,
kidding,
if
of
you're
course.
an Idaho-
Gransford Brooks, real good product.
Yeah.
All right. On that high note, we're going to call it a night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. See you in a month.